previous session, we were discussing about the concept of a business partner. So what is the concept of BP? So a business partner can be a person or organization or a group or a bank, okay, or it's a any I mean there are depends on business requirement, we can extend the role. Coming to that, what is the need of creation? What is the need to create business partner? What is the need to create a BP? I'll mention. So now, if we want to talk about what is the need here, what is the need here in order to create a BP? So in general, what it will happen? Okay. Meanwhile, if you allow me, then what I can do, I'm going to open ECC system also. Let me keep it ready, that ECC system. Okay, let's first discuss. So now, what is the need of create? In one business partner, in one business partner, in one business partner, or with one business, okay, one business partner can play the multiple roles in the sense, the business partner, the BP can become a vendor. At the same time, the BP can become a customer. At the same time, the BP can become a bank also. So there are different roles which we can assign. So, but the number is only one number. Only the number which you are going to create, only the number will be a one number. But the same business partner can play the multiple roles. So multiple roles means one business partner you may treat as a vendor, you may treat as a customer, you may treat as a bank, you may treat as a counterparty. But in order to create, or in order to extend the roles, what we have to do, we have to do the necessary configuration in the system, that we will see that one. Then what are the advantages? If we are going to create, what are the advantages the business is going to gain? Because ultimately, being as a consultant, we are just whatever the concept which has been provided by SAP, we are just following that one. But still right here, what are the advantages business is going to gain? What are the advantages business is going to gain? So that we must have to aware of that one. The advantages, right? In one business partner, in one BP, we can maintain, we can maintain multiple addresses. So in ECC system, what we were doing, in whenever we are creating any customer, any vendor, we were able to create only one address. But in S4HANA system, in one business partner, we can able to maintain multiple addresses. We can able to maintain multiple addresses in one business partner. Let it be open. And also at the same time, okay, so in one business partner, we can maintain multiple addresses. Apart apart from this, any advantages? Yes, one business partner, one BP can be extended to multiple roles. Multiple means the same business partner can be extended to the multiple roles like vendor, customer. So depends on your business requirement. Then what is mean by CVI integration? The next one, what does it mean by the CVI integration? We must have to aware of this one. See, please note this one. CVI integration, C, the application of C is a customer, application of V is a vendor, application of I is a integration. So finally, the meaning here is that customer vendor integration with business partner, CVA integration. This is one of the interview question. The points which I have described here, right? All are important for interview point of view, just for your information. So we have seen about the few things about business partner. Okay, in the previous session, what I mentioned, the business partner concept is not a new one. It is available in ECC also. If my system is ready, ECC system, then let me show you here, first of all, whether that business partner which is available or not in the ECC system. This is my ECC system. I wanted to show here. Let me take it the same transaction code BP, which I'm entering here, but it's not a new concept, right? What I mentioned multiple times I have mentioned, but let's have a look at whether it is available in ECC or not. First, let's confirm this one. Then after that, we'll see the S4HANA functionality. See now, maintain business partner. The same information which you can see here, either person, organization, or a group. If you want to create, then click on create. Let's see that the functionality, whether it is available or not. Okay, what I mentioned, right? Multiple roles. In ECC system, the business partner concept is available, but that was using for treasury operations, not for financial operations. Let's see this one. Okay, meanwhile, I'll do one thing. I'll go to the same BP, then I'll get that information which are already created so that we can utilize that one also. Okay, so let me get that information. Business partners which are already created in the system. Okay, now you can see first thing is that you can see the roles. Guaranteed internally, I mean, internet user, okay, jointer, loan accounting clerk. You can see that there are a number of BP roles which are already available. Agents, counterparties, bank, you can see bank statement recipient authorization, beneficiary, okay, broker, business partner. So now you can also see here creditor, okay, counterpart information. So now it's not a new concept. As I mentioned multiple times, the BP concept, which is already there in the ECC system. Okay, now let's move on to the, okay, we have clarified this one. Now, in order to, okay, now the next thing would be in order to implement customers and vendors to be, if we want to integrate with business partner BP, then what we have to do? Okay, to integrate with the BP, to integrate with the business part, to integrate customers and vendors. I'll put it here. Customers and vendors with the business partner. With the business partner, we have to follow the below configuration steps. You must have to follow the below configuration steps if there could be any business requirement, but this is mandatory in S4HANA system. Also, as I mentioned, right, either you can follow the synchronization, either if you do not follow the synchronization between your business partner, between your customer and vendor, it's a depends on client requirement. But SAP is suggested that follow the synchronization. Synchronization is nothing but a your business partner number should be always equal to your either vendor or customer. That is what I'm trying to say. In order to achieve that one, first thing is that what we have to do here, right? Then third one, then next one, create BP number ranges. First one, what we have to do, we have to create the BP number ranges. How to create the BP number ranges? I can show you. SPRO, cross application components, SAP business partner, basic settings, number range and groupings here, define number ranges here. Now, what we have to do here, first number ranges, right? Yesterday we talked about the number ranges, which number ranges we have to create. As you already remember, the number ranges should be in sync. These are the number ranges which we had created for vendors in FI level. But the same number ranges we must have to create in business partner configuration also. Then only the number, see this group name, group and the description, it might be difference, or it might be differ between your FI and BP level. But the number range, right? Number ranges always it should be in sync. Then only the synchronization concept which is going to work. Otherwise, it will not work. Okay, now you can see that. Let's complete this configuration one by one. Then after that, we'll see. Yesterday, how we did that, the same way you can do the configuration. Enter. See, now it's been accepted one by one. Okay, it will not accept multiple things here. Enter. Okay, now Let me save. See now it should be accepted here. Here external number range does not required. In case if at all required also, you must have to key the external number at the time of creation of business partner. That also we will see one scenario. First, let's see that where we have mapped, where the number ranges which we have created. Okay, I believe here only. See now, these are the number ranges which we have created at this moment now. Now this one, right? For this one, let me select any one of the group, right? For C. Okay, B. Let me select for B as an external number range. What is the difference between external? What is the difference between internal? Okay, so let's see one business scenario so that you can able to understand. I just saved this one. Select this one. What we have created. Sorry. Okay, this is the what we have created number ranges. Just remember this one. Okay, then the next step, I will I am going to synchronize between both creation of BP number ranges. The next step would be a then define grouping and assign number ranges. This one is a right. Okay, so the groups, as I mentioned, right? Either you can follow the same groups which we have created in FI, or if you do not follow, that is up to you. Okay, but if the number which is already exist, right, you may not create, you may not follow this one. Okay, so the description, let's copy and put together the description. Then the number ranges, it should be always in sync. Okay, the numbers, right? Which number ranges, what number ranges we have created now, right? The same numbers, A question mark A B C D E. So the same numbers which I am going to map for each and every group here. The same number range. Then enter. As soon as once you enter, right? As soon as once you enter here, the system is accepting. This is the business partner group. This is the business partner group which we have created along with the number ranges. Now, this is the business partner group here. Now, the next one, before going to the CVI integration, let's understand the few things here. Business partner roles. What are the standard SAP delivered roles which are available in the system? First of all, what does it mean by role? Let's understand the concept of role. Remember the S4HANA system, S4HANA is a role-based. S4HANA model is a role-based, not a transaction code-based authorization. Even authorizations, it's a role-based. What does it mean by a role? Let's say now a person which we are buying, or let's say one person. Okay, he is the person responsible to manage all the bank accounts. In S4HANA, we have a particular role, either it's a cash manager, cash specialist, or key user. The similar way, role, the designation, the role is representing that. Remember, the role is representing that a particular designation, designation is nothing but okay, so the person is working as a manager, the person is working as a senior manager. So that is what which is representing, the role is representing that. That is where the concept of role will come into picture. What are the standard SAP roles which are available here? You can see that concept of okay, business partner roles, that is fine. Define BP roles here. You can see that general across, whenever you are creating any business partner, either it could be a vendor, customer, whatever it may be, the business partner general role will be, this is the general role, it's a common across all the business partners. So now if you can see this one, BP categories, see 000, which is been assigned to the, when you are creating, okay, FLC 00. Okay, let's see now. See, it is for a FI customer. It is for a, if I go inside of this one, if I go FI, something they made, it's a main, it's not the correct one. Fine, no problem. See now, whenever you are creating a customer, customer could be an organization, customer could be a person, customer could be a group. But this, the general role which we have which we have seen here, this is the general role. Under this, you can extend business partner to, there are 318 roles which are available. Even you can also create your own role, but still whatever standard SAP which has been provided, those roles are sufficient in order to work within, in order to create your vendors and customers and any other business partner. So that is the reason you can see somebody has created vendor, but meaning that it's already there for vendor related role. Standard SAP is already been provided. Again, no need to create our own. Let's utilize them. Again, role category. Again, the role category. Let's have a look at this one. See, whenever, see, role category, nothing is been defined here. Okay, just roles. What are the roles which are being available here? You can see that this business partner role will be a business partner. Somebody has created here. See, additional BP roles for the BP roles category. Somebody has created additional roles here. It's Y and Z. You can see that Tata Motors General. These are not the standard roles. Somebody has created their own role. Okay, even if you want, you can also create, but this does not required here. This does not require here, because I do not want to delete them, because if I delete them, might be that people, whoever has been created, it will affect for them. So now at this moment, I do not want to create them. Let it be this one. Let it be. So these are the standard business partner roles. Basically, what is the role which is required in order to create a vendor? Now we are in the accounts payable, right? So for accounts payable, what is the standard roles which are to be required? One is a general role is mandatory. Then FLVN 00. This is one of the vendor. Okay, so let me change this one. Standard something. The role should be remembered. Then FLVN00, this role should be selected. But in case if your vendor will be becoming, or if you want to extend this vendor to your materials management for material purchase purpose, then this is the role FLVN0, VN01. These three roles are mandatory for us. Okay, but as of now, we can create a vendor with general role with FI vendor, but whenever we are going to talk about material management integration, then we will also extend the same vendor into this particular BP role. But as of now, at this moment, right, what are the standard SAP roles? Kindly remember this one. General role, 000, all zeros. This is a quite common for all the BPs. Then this is the FI vendor. Okay. Now, what is mean by FI vendor? Now, we understood that there are roles to be required. Even I can also mention the roles here. So, the standard SAP delivered roles. Okay. Now, business partner means if you want to create any business partner, then this role is a mandatory. Now we'll talk about the roles here. Okay, the below roles are required. The below standard SAP delivered roles to be required to create a vendor. Okay, these are the standard roles to be required. But now let us talk about this one. This is the role, right? It is mandatory, this role, which I'm talking about. Remember this one. This role is mandatory for all the BPs, for all the business, for all the business partners. Then FI vendor, if the vendor is going to play the financial operations role, this BP role should be required. Then MM, if the vendor is going to supply the materials, supply the whatever it may be. Okay, if they supply the materials, then we must extend this BP role to a vendor. So in general, right, what is mean by FI? Okay, what is mean by FI vendor? First, let's talk about this. Is a general role. Okay, this is a general role. It is a quite common. But when we talk about the FI vendor, so what is the difference between FI vendor and MM vendor? Now, let us talk about the FI vendor role. The role FLVN00. It's a role, it's a representing that what you can see here, it's a FI vendor. Why we are calling this as a FI vendor? So, why we are calling this as a FI vendor here? In case, right, So when we talk about the FI vendor, the vendor is going to, the vendor does not, okay, does not supply any material, any materials, and vendor can support, vendor can provide services, services, services. Okay, if the, see, the vendor does not supply any materials. If there are no materials, then the vendor no need to post. Okay, if the vendor does not supply any materials, okay, no need to post, no need to post quantities, quantities of materials, quantities of materials. Okay, there is a, see, now we have purchased is 100 kgs of the, let's say now, oil. So each per kg cost would be, let's say, 100 rupees. So what you have to do, 100 into, I mean 100 kgs into, let's say, 100 rupees, then it will become 10,000 rupees. So you need to evaluate, the system need to evaluate how much quantity we have purchased and what is the price per unit. But here in FI, right, whenever we are posting in FI, okay, when we are posting a accounting document in FI, in finance, the material, the calculations, right, the calculations of materials, materials plus purchase price, purchase prices will not be calculated by system automatically, will not be calculated. System will not calculate automatically in FI. Only the amount which you need to enter into the system straightforward. Okay, because if there are any tax deductions, if there are any some freight, okay, some other charges, system may not calculate in finance, because the finance application does not have capability to calculate purchase price plus price per unit, and also what is the unit of measurement. All these things does not have capability. So in FI, right, the vendor can able to support only for FI operations. Means directly you can post the invoice into the system without materials quantity. But in the description level, right, if you want, you can mention. But directly you can post quantities and all, doesn't have capability to calculate the values. Okay, that is where we are going to call it as a FI vendor. FI vendor role here. Now, FI vendor, we talked about the FI vendor. Now, what is the role of this one, vendor? Okay, as of now, I am not going to talk about this one, because this role will be, we will talk about more during the integration, integration with FI, then we will talk about this role. But this is a general role. It's a quite common. This is the role important for us at this moment. Okay, let's go back to that one. Okay, before going to move others, is it clear for all? Or if anyone need any clarification, please let me know about the BP roles. This is very, very important one. Okay, silence means I can take it up as a, okay, no concerns, no queries. Okay, if you have any queries also, please reach out to me, I'll clarify. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Define BP roles grouping. If you want to group together multiple roles here, multiple roles. See now, same role. Okay, FLVN00. You can see that somebody has mentioned roles grouping. See now, FI vendor, vendor MM, house system. See now, the same which whenever you are created a BP or vendor with this role, you can also extend that business partner with this role also. You are grouping multiple roles in one place. In one place. This and all standard standard SAP provided. No need to do anything. Okay, just for your information. Initially, we must have to see this one. Just other things, just don't categories and all does not require. Okay, it's unnecessary information. But now BP roles here, you must have to aware of this one. Define BP roles, define BP grouping. Then we have seen the number ranges here. Number ranges and groupings also we have defined here. Then, okay, now field grouping. Field grouping. Okay, this is a client level, which I do not want to touch this one. Let's see that the screen configuration. Okay, BP role level. Let's see this one. Okay, let's see. This is the each role wise. Now the requirement here is that. Okay, please kindly concentrate. I would request you to very, very important one. This one. Now let me open a business partner, which is the existing one. Anyone I can open. I can show you this one. What does it mean by the field controls, field group role overview? Let me go. Okay, see now there is a general role. Display the BP role here. For general role, when we want to create a business partner with a general role, there are some information, there are some fields we have to enter here. But these fields, okay, when I want to create, if I change here, right, this one, see now, I'm just removing this one. Okay, sorry, let it be. See now, these fields are not mandatory. See now, name 2, name 3, name 4, and this one here is a salutation information. These fields are not mandatory fields as of now. But the requirement here is that I want to make certain fields as a mandatory. How can we do this one? The screen controls at this role level. If you select this role, BP role here, then double click it here. You can see that additional text, what you want to change. First thing is that you should have a clear understanding. Either this is the address section. In the address section, would you like to keep that post box or postal code? Which field you want to make it as a mandatory here? Now you can see that address. If you go here, address, double click it here. You can see that all not specific. The fields which you can see here, not specific means here in the BP level, okay, in the BP role level, just 1 second. Sorry, second. Okay, so in the BP level, right, there are what are the field statuses which are available here. You can see that. Let's see the one by one. See, address, you see, this is the field group. Multiple fields are grouped here. See, address information, city, somebody has made it as an optional entry. Okay, see now there are hide. Field hide means the below field status controls are available. available at BP level. At BP level, at BP level, or it's a role level. Okay, so what are the fields are available? First one is a hide. Hide is nothing but the field will not be, the field not will not be displayed. Displayed. Okay, the field will be in hide mode. Required entry. Required entry is nothing but a, see now, required entry. Required entry is nothing but a, the field is mandatory. Without this, the field is mandatory. Mandatory while creation of BP. While creation of BP. Then optional entry. Optional entry. So optional entry. Optional entry. The field is not mandatory. The field is not mandatory. The field is not mandatory. Then display. Display means the field will display just for information point of view. Okay, just but field display. Display. The field will be display. The field will be displayed, but you cannot enter any value. Okay, you cannot enter. The field will be grayed outed. Then the next one, not specific. You can see that not specific. Not specific is nothing but there is no specific. There is no specific. Either the field is not specific means it's not a mandatory, it's not a optional. Okay, even it's not a displayed, it's not an option, it's not a hide mode. So that is where not specific here. These are the fields controls which are available. Very, very important one. Okay, what I can do here, right? While creation of the business partner in the address level, okay, address level, let's see that one. Fax number, floor, country. Okay, so let's see that which information we can make it as a mandatory. Right, in the title name, let me go here. See, post box number, postal code. Okay, let's see now post box number, postal code. See now, where is that post time zone? Then post box without a number, post box address, postal code. Okay, let's say now address of the postal code. I'm just keeping this entry as a required field. Okay, for our understanding. For our understanding. Then I'm also keeping here is a region. Region is nothing but see at this moment the country. Region is not mandatory field. You can see that. Okay, but now I'm making the region also mandatory field. Okay, along with the country, I am keeping while creation of this one. These two fields are mandatory for me. Okay, these two fields are mandatory for me. Let's see this one how it will work for your information. Okay, search information. So like this, you can see there are n number of data sets are available. Okay, in the data set, you can make it as the fields, the required fields and optional fields. PP role. Okay, this is the overview for your information. If you wanted to change this one, okay, if you wanted to, this step I have not mentioned. 1 second. Let me save this one. Okay, in front of you, I'm just saving this one. for general role. Okay, but others also you can do the similar way. Other roles you can do the similar way. Then configuration field. This is the role level, okay, which I do not want to go at client level. Okay, you can also do the similar controls, okay, for in other BP roles. Let's see while creation of that one, whether these two fields will appear as a mandatory or not. We will observe that one. Okay, once we are fine, then let's move on to the, that is fine. Then the next one, business partner relationship. This is not required. Now, master data synchronization, which I was talking about, the CVI integrate. First, let's see this one. Synchronization objects. You need to verify this one thoroughly here. So these are all the extractor classes which should be there, but this is the standard SAP delivered. I'm not going to touch this one. Let it be. Now, activate synchronization options. You can see that here. My business partner will become customer. My business partner will become vendor. My customer become BP. Vendor will become business partner. The configuration, this is a configuration activity. Activation indicators, you need to verify this one. This is one of the important configuration step which you need to verify. But just remember, for your information, right, you must have to verify this information. Synchronization. Activate synchronization options, but this also will be provided by the standard SAP. Just our role is that being as a FI consultant, you must have to verify this one during the, if it is a one-time activity in the implementation project. First time, whenever you are going right, then you need to verify this one. Otherwise, but standard SAP will be provided, but we have to verify this option also. Then customer vendor integration. Business partner settings. Settings for customer and settings for vendor integration. Now, field assignment vendor, assign keys. Okay. Now define number, because see what we have done until now. We have created a separate number ranges for business partner. And we have created separate groups also. This is the business partner. These are the BP number ranges. These are the BP groups. But as of now, we have not instructed to the system where the relationship between your business partners and your vendors. As of now, we have not mapped any relationship. We just created both are independent configuration steps here. Independently, we did the configuration. But now, in this configuration step, direction BP to business partner. So here what we are trying here, right? The business partner number range, we have to sync with the, we have to map with the vendor. What I'm trying to do now right here. Let me, this one. Yeah. I'm just copying this one. Okay. See. Then this is the group for vendor setup. But now the same way we did configuration for BP setup also. This is the vendor group. This is the business partner business partner groups because system has accepted. So this is the individual setup. This is the individual setup. Remember, this is for FI configuration. Vendor groups where you did the configuration. This is the configuration at FI level. I'm going to straightforward mentioning the below configuration. The below configuration at finance level. In the finance module, we did the configuration, this configuration. But the below but this configuration, right, is this configuration we have done at cross modules level. Cross modules. See, now I can show clearly here. Let me go back here. Where this one, you can see that SAP business partner, before going to this also, cross application components level, the configuration where we did cross application components level, we did the below configuration. But now we need to interlink between your business, your FI configuration and your cross application components, meaning that your vendors, you are interconnecting with your business partner. Okay. But remember, before going to do this configuration, as I mentioned multiple times, right? The group might be differ. The group name, this names, these groups, even it will be differ also, system will accept, but always the number ranges, it should be in sync. The number ranges should be sync between your FI configuration and as well as your BP configuration. Okay, I'll mention the points below. But in the below step, right, in the below step, what we are trying to do here, we are going to interconnect. See now, define number range, define number assignment direction to the BP vendor. Okay. Show you this one, how it will be. Okay, now we are going to map. Let's map together. As I mentioned before going to configure this step, remember the below points, or keep in mind. Okay. Before do the above configuration step. Above configuration, you must have to remember these things. Number one, the vendor and BP groups might be, okay, might be differ, though the system will accept to link between both. Second thing, the number ranges, okay, the number ranges of vendor and BP should be always in sync. If the client want to follow, synchronization concept, okay, if the client want to follow BP number should be same as vendor number. The number ranges should be sync. Then if the number ranges are in sync, then only we can be able to, then only the system, okay, the system can accept this one. Same numbers option. Okay, the system can accept same numbers option. Otherwise, okay, it will not accept. Means if the number ranges are not in sync, it will not accept. System will not accept simply. Okay, now let me go here. Okay, because the number ranges we have mentioned, right? Okay, I will show you one of the example. Okay, this number range. Okay, see here, first thing is a BP numbers. This is the BP grouping. What business partner and BP grouping. Vendor groupings also the same. Okay, because system is accepted this one. Same numbers. Okay, same numbers. Let me enter. First, let me enter. See now, service vendors, domestic vendors, all we have given. Let me activate same. There is no error here. If you want to activate this checkbox, in case if you activate different numbers, okay, then system will not accept this one. Okay, in tomorrow's session, I can show you, I can change in front of you. I'll change the number range. I will shuffle up and down. Then we'll see that error. Okay, but I'm not going to save this one. We'll see in tomorrow's session. Okay, whether, as I mentioned, right, the point number 3, if the number ranges are not in sync, then system will accept. If the number ranges are not in sync, as I mentioned, system will not accept. Then we will see in tomorrow's session this configuration step. Then we'll see, okay, how to proceed further. Then after that, we'll create one vendor in the system. Okay, so is there any further query? If anyone is having any further query, please let me know. Otherwise, see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Sir, this above error that fixed.
Yes, please.
Sir, yesterday we raised one concern, sir. That is M6 and M7. That the above error is coming, sir.
Yeah, that one. See, that one today it is at 9 o'clock. I fixed that appointment with the technical team. Okay, we'll fix that one.